Yeah, we back. Now, for those of y'all who've been following my channel for some weeks, for some months, you already know that I mentioned before, I have a exclusive preference for black women, right? The only women that I will marry, the only woman that I would allow access to my family's resources, to my family's wealth, would be a black woman, right? That's my preference, and I'm entitled to that. But I've always mentioned on my channel, yes, there is a twist to that. There is a twist. It would only be a black woman who only has a history for black men, a black woman who has the same preference for black men that I do, a black woman who shares my worldview, a black woman who's also equally as passionate about her people as I am for our people, right? Yes, it's not just any black woman that's gonna walk in through the door, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm not. No, I'm very strict in terms of that. But yes, I've mentioned that in previous videos for those of y'all who've been following me. Now, a few of y'all have entered the comment section and even asked me, how would you know if she's been with other groups, right? How would you know if this is a black woman who's really meaning what she says when she's passionate for her people? How do you know that she doesn't have a history of dealing with other groups of men, right? And I had mentioned that I was gonna drop an instruction manual for a black man to know if the black woman that you're currently dealing with, has she ever been with other groups? Is she really pro-black like she claims she's pro-black? Because there's a phenomenon in the streets, right? There's a wave in the streets where you have women who claim they're pro-black. They're so passionate for the people. They got Black Lives Matter in the bio, hashtag BLM, hashtag BLM with the black fist in the, bro, you know what I'm saying? We have a lot of women who really are banging the pro-black fist, the pro-black agenda, right? But then when you ask them a couple questions, you know, what was your ex-boyfriend like? How, you know, where'd you come from? Where'd you grow up? It doesn't really match the rhetoric. You know what I'm saying? It don't really match the rhetoric. You know what I'm saying? They got a whole bunch of Europeans, you know, buried in the closet, right? So I was going to drop an instruction manual for how a black man can go about if you meet a new woman, right? You dating a new chick. How would you know, has she ever been around the block with the Europeans, right? This is important information that we need to know. This is important knowledge that we need to know. You know why? Because guess what? Take it back to when, during the days of the Haitian Revolution, right? On my channel, you know, go to my playlist section. I have a bunch of information regarding the Haitian Revolution. Imagine you're a black man, you know, it's the year 1797, you know, you just washed the British on the field of battle. You know what I'm saying? You in the Haitian Revolutionary Army, right? And black women were also involved in the Haitian Revolutionary struggle. Black women played a very important role. Now imagine you a black man, you know, on the island of Hispaniola during the Haitian Revolution in the year 1797. And then a black woman tells you that, oh yeah, you know, I used to deal with the Europeans, or I'm dealing with the Europeans right now, or yeah, my ex is a European, this, that, and the third. Would you really be able to trust that female? Would you really be able to trust her to not go back and pillow talk about the daily operations? No, you wouldn't trust her. You wouldn't take anything that she says as fact, and you would pretty much keep her at a distance because she's playing both sides, right? She's playing both sides. She's playing on the field of the Europeans, and she's coming back trying to play on the field of blackness. So listen, women who play both sides, a conscious black man like myself, an intelligent black man like myself, a black man who comes from a certain pedigree, we're not trying to deal with the women who play both sides. Right now in this video, I'm gonna play a funny clip. It's a social media clip that I found, and in this clip you got a couple brothers talking about how, man, I only date black women are my preference, black women are my number one. And then you got the women, they're saying, well, yeah, I'll date, you know, a European. I'll date the Caucasian. So you got the black men, you know, maintaining their pro-blackness, and you got the black women basically acting like, you know, we are the world, we are the children. You know what I'm saying? You got the black men riding for their people, and you got the black women talking about, man, we the human race. You know what I'm saying? We lock arms with all races. We open to all races of people. So, you know, listen, in this video, I'm gonna give a tidbit from the instruction manual, right? I haven't dropped the instruction manual just yet, and most likely I'll probably drop it when I open a Patreon in the future. Listen, YouTube don't like when I drop that certain type of content, man. YouTube don't really like, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know, YouTube is a platform that's not owned by us, controlled by us. So of course, it is what it is, man. But in this video, I'm going to give some techniques away so you can pretty much know if you're dealing with a chick who's really about that pro-black life, or she's just trying to run a game on you. It's a lot of chicks trying to run a game, bro. So you have to know if she's really about that life, because if you don't, then you're going to get played, bro. You're going to get played, and you're going to be embarrassed because you're going to think that you got a real queen on your hands. Oh man, you're going to think that you won. Next thing you know, she got a whole bunch of white boys in her past pointing at you and laughing like, oh, you see that dude over there? Oh man, he claimed he's so pro-black. He claimed he's so down for his people, but I smashed this chick. Like, listen, you don't want that type of embarrassment, my brother. So I'm going to run the footage, and I'll be right back. I'll come back with my commentary.
I'm not gonna say I like white men, but would I be opposed to dating a white man? No.
But look,
I wouldn't be opposed to it at
and look,
all.
me as a black man, I would say I would never date a white woman.
And that's
Ever.
beautiful, and I love that.
Ever.
I love that for you.
But my stance comes from
Love that for you.
being tired of black men shit.
I'm tired of. I be tired of some black women too. Like that don't mean I'm just gonna go.
You're
get
not
a
that
white
tired.
Woman. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I am tired, but I'm not. I'm not giving up on black women. That's my issue, and I'm damn sure not settling for a Becky just because she a Becky. Like you know
And
what I'm
I
saying?
love
Like,
that.
And I love that for you too.
Stand on that. I love
don't
that for
care.
you.
But
I will take a
we
white.
sassy because we defending black women now too. Look,
sassy?
We sassy. Put that Uzi back on, y'all.
No one called you
Yeah, we gotta
sassy
put that
at
in the video.
I'm just saying, I will take a white boy with a little razzle dazzle. Like I will.
Dazzle.
I
Like,
couldn't.
He
you gotta have a little black. Y'all love the white boys that act like they black. Like, you know
No,
what I'm
because
saying?
that's
Like,
uncomfortable.
I got a little spunk, you know.
So y'all not saying we just spoke how we would still fight and be with black women. You
Yeah, we back. Now, listen, like I said, I'm not going to drop the manual on YouTube, but listen, the instruction manual to know if a black woman has been with, other groups of men, particularly the Europeans, that's going to drop on Patreon. But one of the tactics, one of the ways to know is to basically kind of like how these brothers did it in an indirect way. Ask her a question, I should say. Ask her, how do you feel about interracial dating? How do you feel about, you know what I'm saying? And depending on the answer you might get, that'll tell you everything you need to know, right? Now, if a chick replies to you the same way that the brothers were talking, like the brother said, listen, my preference is black women. Like even if we got issues with black women, listen, my preference is my preference. That's what it's gonna be. I have my reasons. Even myself, I have my own cultural reasons that I mentioned in previous videos. It has nothing to do with what Dr. Umar Johnson says. Like how Dr. Umar Johnson be talking about, the black queen, gotta marry the black queen. The reason why I have a preference for black women is way deeper. It's ancestral, it's cultural, it's way deeper than them. It has nothing to do with them. It's about me, the vision that I have for my family, my future, my legacy, my lineage, right? It has nothing to do with them and the mother goddess pro-black nonsense that dudes like Dr. Umar talk about. I don't have a problem with Dr. Umar. I don't have a problem with Dr. Umar's ideology, but I'm just saying that's not why I do it, right? A lot of brothers get thrown into that category. I'm not that, right? I think, in fact, these brothers embarrass themselves on this segment, right? These brothers embarrass themselves on this segment. They sitting there talking about, man, I would never do that, right? I would never do that. I don't really go around bragging, my preference like that. I only, the black women, this, that, and the third, because you're going to get embarrassed, my brother. You're going to get embarrassed. You notice how the chick said, when the brother said, listen, I only deal with black women are my number one. She said, I love that for you. I love that for you. Like, she didn't say that. She didn't repeat that. She don't have those sentiments, right? She don't have those sentiments. She gave you the We Are the World, she gave you the We Are the World speech. You know what I mean? She said, listen, I'm not opposed to it. And the reason why that is a red flag is if you met a chick, right? She's of Israeli descent, right? She's of the Jewish faith, right? And you asked her, so how do you feel about, dating the descendants of Nazis? How do you feel about that? Now, I don't know, because this is not my culture, but in my opinion, I don't really think a woman of Israeli descent, a woman of Jewish faith, she would sit on any podcast, any platform and say, well, I don't really, I'm not gonna say I like the Nazis, but I wouldn't be opposed to dealing with the Nazis. We all part of the human race. You know what I mean? Listen, you gotta keep your options open. You know what I'm saying? I think that, in my opinion, a man of Jewish faith, a man of Jewish ancestry, he would look at her as somebody who cannot be trusted. He would look at her as somebody who's playing both sides, someone who does not have any loyalty to what she preaches, right? Because, as I said, I'm talking about women who hold a pro-black stance, but at the same time, their actions don't match. It would be like a woman who said that she's proud of her Jewish faith, but she'll come up with all type of twists and turns and reasons why she has dealt with Nazi descendants in the past, or why she's open to dealing with descendants of the Nazis, even though we know what happened to her people, right? And I'm sure there's even Chinese women who would never deal with, for example, Japanese men, because they know what happened way back during the World Wars about a century ago, right? The Battle of Nanking and things like that, when the Japanese Imperial Army was running through China, just bulldozing through the whole Chinese landmass, right? So I would assume that there's even Chinese women that they have no interest in dealing with men of Japanese descent, right? So me, as a proud black man, as a black man that loves who I am, that loves my people, you know what I'm saying, loves my brothers, love my women, I'm not going to deal with a woman who, like I said, plays both sides, right? Now, a chick that is not holding a pro-black stance, like, for example, she's just minding her business. She never, you know what I'm saying, you're never going to see her talking about no Black Lives Matter, pro-blackness, this, that, and the third. You're never going to see her in any discussions regarding the black community, and she just does her own thing on the side, and she deals with whoever she deals with. That's her business, right? We're talking about the women who play both sides of the fence, the women who, as we call them, they are two-faced, right? They are two-faced, right? In front of you, they pro-black, this black community, that black women, this black men, that, right? But at the end of the day, their actions are different, right? They super radical pro-black with you, but their actions are, we are the world, hold hands, lock arms with, the human family, this, that, and the third. Listen, I stay away from chicks like that. I stay away. A black man like myself needs my reflection, needs a woman in my image who feels the same way I do. Just like I said, the men from Israel, the men of the Jewish faith, I assume they want a woman who is equally proud of her lineage, equally proud of her culture, and is not a Nazi sympathizer, right? Listen, as a black man, I want the same thing. I'm not trying to deal with a woman if I ask her, hey, how you feel about, interracial dating? I'm not trying to hear the chick tell me, well, I'm not gonna say that I like the Europeans, but I deal with the Europeans, I done got in bed with a few Europeans. A black man like myself ain't trying to hear that, man. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not gonna make a scene. I'm not gonna really question you any further, but you're never gonna hear from me again. You're never gonna hear from me again. You're gonna try to text me the next day. You're gonna try to call me. It's gonna go straight to voicemail. You're gonna text me. You're gonna get an error message, things like that. You're gonna go to my Instagram. You're gonna be blocked. Like, I'm smooth with it. I'm not gonna give you a reason. You're gonna just be up in the air assuming what happened, right? So listen, I've actually ran into that in the past as well. You go through a chick's social media, you think you found a gem, you think you found a real one, you think you found, a woman who sees the world the same way you do, and then you find out she was pushing a fraudulent image and her actions don't match the rhetoric. So yes, brothers, part of the instruction manual, just ask her how she feels about interracial relations, right? If you don't get the same response as the brothers gave, like if she don't say, listen, I'm down for black man is my preference, whatever issues we may have, listen, all groups, they have their own intracultural issues, but at the end of the day, I'm riding with my people, I'm riding with my men, just like the men said, listen, I'm riding with my women, and that's that, I feel the same way as the brothers, right? But they embarrassed themselves. Me personally, if I was them, I wouldn't have dropped that episode. I think the women kind of made y'all look weak. Y'all tried to be stand-up guys, try to be upstanding black men for the community, talking about, we ride for the black woman. And they looked you in your face and they said this, hey, it is what it is. I get in bed with a white man though. So you embarrass yourself. If I was you, I would have scrapped that footage. It would have never got released to the public unless it was like behind the Patreon paywall for like $50. You know what I'm saying? The $50 tier, the max tier. I would have never let that out into the streets, man. Yeah, man, y'all got y'all face attached and everything, man. Listen, them chicks embarrass you on that platform, and it is what it is, man. But I appreciate their honesty. I appreciate the honesty, because a lot of chicks, like I said, they could have sold a false image, and they could have been like, oh yeah, I'm down for the black man. The black man, I love the black man. And then at the end of the day, in their hearts, the actions and the true feelings don't match the rhetoric. So yes, man, that's a little tidbit from the instruction manual. Just ask her how she feels about interracial relations, interracial dating, right? And if you don't get that same similar answer that the brothers gave, then you already know you're dealing with a woman that's open to playing both sides of the fence. Now, like I said, this only applies to black women who put on a pro-black image, a pro-black front, a fraudulent image that they sell to the public. I'm not talking about black women that just mind their business. They don't get involved in the whole black community discussions. They don't try to put, Black Lives Matter in their social media, try to act, big queen pro-black, big mama pro-black. Listen, I'm talking about the women who are fraudulent and selling a false image, right? So it is what it is, man. Hey, brothers, if I were you, scrap that episode, scrap that footage. It's just too embarrassing, man. Just too embarrassing. Now, it's on my channel. It's already, it's already circulating. But I would delete that from the archives, man, if I were you. Anyways, it's your boy Neferkari Desalegn back in the building. Yes, indeed. And I'm gone. Peace.
Reincarnated, I'm back in original fashion. I left on a horse and came back in the ass, and I left with abundance and came back to famine. We used to be pyramids, now we be rapping. Look how the mighty have fallen. Used to be running, now we be walking. When you be cooning, that's when they applauded. Selling your soul, your sons and your daughter. Gotta come up in this shit, they stuck in the mix. Really, my heart it be breaking. That's why I'm stacking that paper and handle my business. Pass it down in generation. Talking about money and power and building a nation. That's a deadly combination. Never be watching the TV, they pushing agendas, falsifying information. Know they got malice intentions. Step in the room and I'm feeling the tension. Enemy watching me blocking my vision. Pay for the check cause I need my redemption. Building my kingdom, I need it protected. Ready for war like a young money Congo. Never decided the team is the motto. Up in the crib and I'm whipping up waffles. Up in the crib and I'm smoking gelato. I'm chilling, I'm taking my pain and make it ambition. I'm blessed by the gods, but I ain't religious. I came for the power, they came for the bitch. They making no hourly wage, I got business. This shit is an art and they could never be taught. Selling my soul, I can never be bought. Play with my money, I see you ain't caught. Run to the check and I do it for sport. Babylon falling, I go to the source. Packing my luggage and go overseas. Shorty be with me and she so at least. Shorty be chocolate, I'm calling her Hershey. Secret intelligence probably gon' murk me. Don't fuck with brands, cause nigga I'm Haitian. Say the wrong shit and you're smacking their faces.